Hello everybody, it's the old bear from the Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot. Guess what? I am out here this morning because my boy, one of my sons, wanted Dad to come hunting with him. It's a beautiful morning. I mean, look at what you're looking at. I mean, it's just beautiful. God paints a wonderful picture every day. Whether it's pouring down the rain or cloudy or snowing or just foggy, it's beautiful. The master painter at work. Anyway, we have an account for you today. Not anyway, but we do have an account for you today. And I'm out here watching the squirrels play, the chipmunks run, and like I said, the master painter is at work. It is a beautiful, beautiful scene to be out here in God's country. We do have an account. It does come out of Ohio, and it is about a I don't know the descriptive word for this Bigfoot, but let me tell you the story and you give me the descriptive word about this Bigfoot. This family, this past June, were at Salt Fork State Park. They were on the lake in their boat. Dad was wanting to fish. The two boys were wanting to run around and swim. And Mom was going to corral the boys on the land and let them go swimming in the lake, play in the mud. And you know how kids are. They got to get into everything that they can think of. And so these two little boys and Mom get off the boat. Dad takes them up to, Paradise Cove or Painter's Cove or something like that. That is on the backside of the lake, near the bridge that goes across, crosses over the lake. And these two boys sneak off from Mom. One's 8 and one's 7, or 6.5, and one's 8. Anyway, these two boys go exploring in the woods, much like where I'm at right now. You know, in this type of scenery. And they snuck off from Mom up over a hill. You see this hill over here? It's about like that. They snuck on the other side of it and got into some brush in there and were chasing each other around, you know, typical brothers. And according to the 8-year-old, now I spoke to the 8-year-old and the 6.5-year-old, and also spoke to the mom and dad. According to the 8-year-old, they heard something go, Well, both boys, it startled the boys. And they started looking around, and the 8-year-old said this big hairy thing stepped out from behind a couple of trees that were standing side by side. And it started looking at him, and it started towards him. Well, both boys took up to running back to the top of the hill, and the boys said that it just kept walking towards them. So they ran out the hill. They could have ran right straight over the hill to Mom, but of course they didn't do it. Mom's looking around for him and is hollering for him, and the boys run out that way along that hillside, and this thing is underneath of them, going right along with them, just going right underneath there. And they get out to a trail, they break into the trail, and then they run towards Mom. Mom's screaming, scared to death. Dad's heading towards them. Mom sees the boys and runs up there and starts scolding them, and they're crying and everything else. You know, they're all upset. This big hairy thing is chasing them, and that's what they're thinking, but it's not. It didn't run after them, according to them. It never did run. It just kept, pace and kept even with them, but below them. And they got down to Mom, and Dad hits the bank at about this time, and it's a path. It's fairly open, like these woods, as you can see. And they, well, Mom looks up, and Dad hits the ground about the same time Mom looks up. She screams, and Dad looks up, and this big hairy thing is standing there on the top of the bank. See that little knoll right over here? Yeah, the top of that ridge line right there, the little splinter ridge. It was standing up there looking at them on that trail, about like looking through here, about that far away. You see the tree straight over there? It's about 70 yards from me, and it's looking down the hill at him. And the dad starts running towards the mom. This thing turns around and throws its right arm up, and then walks over, up that way, and then over the hillside and disappears. Dad and Mom grab the boys, one each, throw them in the boat, and they shove off and go back across the lake. On the way back, Mom and Dad are talking, and they decide that they might not be too smart to report this to anyone or even talk about it. And they, well, they got a hold of someone, and they got a hold of me, and I talked to them on the phone, and we went up there to Salt Fork this past weekend. Had a wonderful time up there, and we went over and went right by the cove that they had pulled into. And you would see why that thing was in there, because there is a road that goes back out around the backside of that, but it's pretty thick on both sides of that road. And so this thing can stay in there hidden if it wants to. But it scared the boys, scared Mom enough to scream. And I guess you could say it probably scared Dad too, because he thought he could have lost his boys, lost his wife. So they don't go back to that end of Salt Fork anymore. And we had a long talk with the family, or I had a long talk with the family, and told them that it wasn't going to do them any harm, that it was just corralling those two little rambunctious little tykes back to Mom and Dad, and there was nothing to worry about because it was just herding them back to Mom and Dad. It knew that them little guys got lost, that there would be tons of humans in the woods, and it would have to run and hide and do all that stuff. So it conserved its energy and did what it had to do to get those boys back to Mom and Dad. Now I'm out here having a wonderful time, just sitting here watching squirrels play, watching the chipmunks run around. Seen a few deer this morning. It's antlerless season here in my home state of West Virginia today and tomorrow, but tomorrow's Sunday, so I won't be hunting tomorrow. But my son said he wanted to hunt half a day, and I'm here with him because he likes being around his dad, which I'm very glad of, and I'm proud of him. But I thought I would share that account with y'all today. And y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. And I hope that you get out and look at God's picture that He painted today. Enjoy the video. Let me know if you like it or not. Give me a thumbs up if you can, if you like it. If you don't, then tell me what you don't like. I appreciate you watching. May you all be blessed by the Lord above, and He watch over each and every one of you. And we love you all. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.